Hey, entrepreneurs, I want to talk to you about something serious and very important for your well being. As an entrepreneur, you're under stress a lot. And ultimately, in the long run, your true success depends on your health and your emotional, mental well being. There's no real success at the end of a long journey if you've been miserable and tortured the whole way there, right? Even if you quote unquote succeed, once you arrive somewhere, you kind of haven't really succeeded if the journey itself has been miserable. So we want to pay attention to that. That's part of the process of building the best form of success you can throughout your lifetime. And part of that process means we've got to be aware of the ways that your business and the frenetic pace that it sometimes operates and sometimes calls for your attention in this chaotic, frenetic way. We want to be aware of the degree to which that is influencing your internal state, because it's hard to be in a scenario where you're being constantly exposed to deadlines and high pressure needs from the business and not to absorb some of that. Now, there's certain patterns that I recognize because of having the privileged position of being invited in as a thinking partner for entrepreneurs around the globe. And as I listen, I sometimes notice patterns, and sometimes I kind of notice them for a while before something clicks and it rises to the surface of my own consciousness. And I recognize something I've heard many times, but then somebody says something that causes it to congeal, and it really forms a more substantive, sort of clear image of what's going on. And that happened with one of my clients recently. He said something that really captures the truth of this concept, this topic that we're discussing today. He said, I've been practicing being uncorrelated to my business and the frenetic pace. And I said, what do you mean by that? And he explained that what he's talking about is maintaining an internal Zen state of calm, centeredness, moving at the pace that makes sense for him to move. Because as many of you who've worked with me know, we practice a lot of slowing down to speed up, slowing down to think, so that you can do those things that allow you to accelerate by having a better plan for how you approach your work in the first place. And the more he's practiced that, the more he's realized that something is pulling him away from that repeatedly. And it's this frenetic pace of running a business where there's clients and customers and team members and just infrastructure business needs that often feel like they're urgent and they have to be addressed now. And what he's found is that he does better internally, emotionally, but also he does better practically as a business leader when he can get himself to slow down and be less affected by that frenetic pace of the business. And so just by thinking of it as two separate things, there's me, the thinker, who's in charge of myself and how I approach work. Then there's the business and its frenetic needs and its demands for time and now. And just thinking about those as separate, that act alone, that mental act of separating those two things can help you take a big step towards being well and emotionally sane on the inside, regardless of what's happening in the business. And you'll find that you can evoke a deeper form of knowing. Some people call it wisdom. When you slow down and you refuse to let the business determine how you're going to approach your day, how you're going to approach the things you do this week, how you're going to determine what your priorities are. So my challenge for you this week is just to see if you can create a little bit of separation between your own internal state and the demands of your business. Talk to you again soon.